All right, hey y'all. I want to talk about this whole social credit system that China has implemented that they will be basically using to score individuals on behaviors. So I find this to be so interesting, and it just seems so end times for me to me because I feel like in a sense, this is connected with the beast system. It's also connected with the surveillance and the facial recognition agenda, trying to always monitor people's every move, implanting chips to always see where you are, trying to find out how people spend their money. Basically taking your complete privacy and just throwing it to the government, the most untrustworthy organization of this world, which in the end time will be demonic. A lot of these people are demonic, and they run in groups to garner a lot of wealth with very dark entities, and they're not trustworthy. All of this stuff, this dark stuff, plays a part in end times. It all intertwines. I want y'all to just check this video out and see how outrageous this stuff is. Go ahead and check this out. And then I'm going to show you another video of this TV show called Black Mirror, how they kind of, excuse me, how they kind of give a kind of a synopsis or a visual of what this would kind of look like if this wicked social program takes over the world. Check this out, y'all.
Possible. The country already has an estimated 170.
By 2020, China plans to give all of its 1.4 billion citizens a personal score based on how they behave. So some people with low scores are already being punished if they want to travel. Nearly 11 million Chinese people can no longer fly, and 4 million are barred from trains. Next week, the program will start expanding nationwide. Ben Tracy is in China with what's behind the government scoring system. Ben, this sounds like scary stuff. Good morning.
Good morning. The government here says it is trying to purify society by rewarding those who are trustworthy and punishing those who are not. So like the credit score that most Americans get for how they handle their finances, Chinese citizens are now getting social credit scores based on everything from whether they pay their taxes on time to how they cross the street. When Leo Hu recently tried to book a flight, he was told he was banned from flying because he's on the list of untrustworthy people. Leo was a journalist who was ordered by a court to apologize for a series of tweets he wrote and was then told his apology was insincere. I can't buy property. My child can't go to private school, he says. You feel you're being controlled by the list all the time. And the list is now getting longer, as every Chinese citizen is being assigned a social credit score, a fluctuating rating based on a range of behaviors. It's believed that community service and buying Chinese-made products can raise your score. Fraud, tax evasion, and smoking in non-smoking areas can drop it. If a score gets too low, a person can be banned from buying plane and train tickets, real estate, cars, and even high-speed internet. It's a good thing, this woman says. There should be punishment for people who can't behave. China's growing network of surveillance cameras makes all of this possible. The country already has an estimated 176 million cameras, and it plans to have more than 600 million installed by 2020.
It can recognize more than 4,000 vehicles.
Xu Li is the CEO of SenseTime, one of China's most successful artificial intelligence companies. It has created smart cameras for the government that can help catch criminals, but also track average citizens. This knows every person, every bike, every car, every bus.
You can tell whether it is an adult, a child, a male or female.
In several big cities in China, including here in Shanghai, the government is even tracking jaywalkers. Cameras record them going through intersections, zero in on their face, and then publicly shame them on nearby video screens. Ken Dewaskin has studied China's economic and political culture for more than 3 decades. He says how the new scoring system truly works is kept secret and could be easily abused by the government. How far into people's daily mundane activities does this go?
Well, I think that the government and the people running the plan would like to go as deeply as possible to determine how to allocate benefits and also how to impact and shape their behavior.
Now, there are upsides for people the Chinese government considers trustworthy. They can actually get better interest rates at banks, they can get discounts on their energy bills, and China's largest online dating site reportedly even boosts the profiles of people with high social credit scores. Nora?
Incredible. Ben Tracy in Beijing.
Yes.
Thank you.
It's the ultimate version of Big Brother's watching. No thanks.
Yeah.
Bone chilling.
Yeah, I think so too.
Imagine that. I mean, we do have, in major cities, we do have cameras everywhere.
Yeah, but if you're jaywalking.
Yeah, it's funny how this news station try to cut them off after they try to put their own little personal opinions on that. So I want y'all to take a look at this this series. It's called Black Mirror. I really do enjoy this series. It is on Netflix because a lot of the episodes of this series have a very intense underlying message, and I truly do enjoy it, even though it is a secular show. There are so much amazing messages in the episodes, and it's never like just a pointless story. There's always something there. I'm not encouraging any of you to watch secular TV because at the end of the day, I don't believe the Lord is pushing that on believers, but I do enjoy watching it because I feel like there's always a lesson there. So but again, seek the Lord, and if He is okay with you watching this. Anyway, so I want to kind of focus in on this episode. This is a series. This series called Black Mirror talks about. Let me just go into detail. So this episode is about this girl here, the girl with the red hair that's kind of freaking out. She's a part of the rating system. She has a professional job. I know she doesn't look like it here, but she has a very professional job, and their rating systems everywhere. She went to a cafe one day to get something, and the person rated her, gave her a good rating. Next day she comes, give her a bad rating, and it's just like her life went down spiral from just making one mistake, and just rating after bad rating after bad rating. She was supposed to come to a friend's wedding, and this was like a woman that she knew from school that wasn't necessarily nice to her, but because she wanted a good rating, and the woman that invited her, the woman that was sitting with that man, invited her, she felt like it was a great opportunity for her to get her ratings up, to be in this gathering with other people that had higher ratings than her, so that they can increase her score with their social status. Which I believe this would actually really happen, because the rating system would become a social status as well. So she goes through all of this insane things. She couldn't even buy a car, just like how they did to the people in China. She couldn't get a vehicle. She had to, buy like a downgraded version of this vehicle that in their society was considered to be downgraded. They were, this is like an advanced society, which is the episode was kind of going on, and if a society in the future where people use hybrid cars that were, basically didn't need gas. She had to use a gas car to get to this wedding, and that car broke down. Then she had to hitch a ride with another woman, and the woman had like a very low rating, and the woman was living off the grid, like away from the society, and that's why her rating was bad, because she couldn't be in this society. She couldn't take it. So that woman gave her a ride to this wedding. She basically fell in dirt and mud and trying to get to this wedding. Then by the time she gets to the wedding, you have to have a minimum score amount to enter this wedding. So she goes through the shrubs and the dirt and crawls through the shrubs and dirt to get into this wedding of her friend to higher her score. and her time being spent going to this wedding lowered her score so much that she couldn't even get in. And when she got in, they all thought she was a mad woman. It's crazy. I want y'all to kind of like look over it a bit. Let me see if I could find a kind of a let me see. Just want to play a little bit of this for y'all.
And that's one brushed swing. You want a cookie with that? It's on the house.
Sounds awesome. See you tomorrow, JJ.
See you, Lacey.
Oh, saw your boy in the fire hat just now. So cute.
Yeah, he's really something.
Pancakes. He's hilarious. Such a funny cat. Just the best. You're still at Hodeker? Yeah. It's going pretty great. Good to hear. So what brings you back here? Job first day. First day? At Blankman Harper. Whoa, top floor. That's... Well, good luck. I know, right? It's great you're still happy at Hodeker. Well, maybe not forever. No, not forever. But for now. It's okay for now. It's great for now, yes. Yes, it is.
You guys, just looking at it is just such an unhappy experience. I want y'all to take a look at maybe just one more. So like guys, she goes to jail in the end, okay, from the wedding. Like they call the cops on her. I guess it's like a low ratings jail. It's just a crazy, it was just such a crazy show. Like
Thank you. Get rid of her.
That would play awful.
She's a fucking one. Now, for those of you who don't know me, which is all of you, my name is Lacey. pound, and believe it or not, I am one of Naomi's oldest friends. Hi, Nay. It's great to meet you too, Paul. I've heard a lot about you. It's a pretty big deal. Not Paul, pretty big deal. He makes his own tapenade. Yeah. Anyway, I have looked up to Naomi pretty much my entire life. We met when we were 5 years old, and right up through to our teenage years, we made quite the pair. We talk about all the things girls talk about, boys, hair, products, more boys. I mean, I tried sometimes to expand our range a little to talk about, I don't know, climate change, but she found that kind of boring, so. She was probably right. I mean, fuck the planet, right? Yes, thank you. Come on. Let's have a little fun here. Fuck the planet. No, fuck the planet. Anyway, I looked up to Naomi pretty much my entire life, which meant she was looking down on me. Always with a smile, though. In high school, she was my shoulder to cry on. She seemed to enjoy that. Guys and me never worked out. They'd see Naomi and just, that was it. She had this tight ass, like 2 fists. I was all like, through the hallways in high school.
So you guys, if you didn't understand what they were doing on those phones, those are like, I guess, like futuristic phones. They were basically giving her a 1 rating, like plummeting her score into probably the negatives, which is like unheard of in this like weird society. But it's a very interesting episode. Like if you guys want to watch, I'll just pray on it, But I believe that this whole like surveillance thing that's going on with China, that it is dangerous, that it could result in, banning people from social norms, normal things that people should have in society, and basically forcing their hand. And just imagine forcing people to implement or accept this program. What else would they use this for? Like, hey, if you don't accept the mark of the beast, we're gonna give you a social score so low you can't do anything. It's kind of like the mark of the beast. You can't buy, you can't sell unless you accept their mark, which is this program. And it's funny how they use through their devices, these cell phones, because these a lot of people believe that the cell phones is basically ruining people's social skills. You saw the scene when she was at the elevator with the woman. It's crazy how they stood in front of the elevator and they said nothing to each other until they got into the elevator, and then it's like they're in a futuristic way, their devices, they could see their social media pages through their eyes, and they can see other people's scores as they pass them by. Which I believe they would do something like that if they had like a program like this. They would actually, make people be able to see your score like visually, and that you would be lumped into groups with other people with your score. It's just sick. It's controlling. It takes your full privacy away. It takes privacy out of just being a human being, which people deserve their own privacy. It's divisive, extremely divisive. Comment down below and tell me what you think. I know this is a very deep kind of subject, and It is very interesting to kind of discuss it. Tell me what y'all think below. Y'all stay blessed. In the name of Jesus.